What's up, bae? OPERATIONiDROID here, and if you've been with the channel for quite some time, you may remember that when we hit 40,000 subscribers, we created a Pokemon Emerald Egglocke for GBA for iOS. However, since then, the comments for an nds4ios Egglocke have not stopped. Now, 40,000 subscribers later, we're at 80k. I think it's about time we do this nds4ios Egglocke you all have been asking for. As you all know, there's a good selection of Nintendo DS Pokemon games, and I went to Twitter and Instagram to find out what games you all wanted to have this Egglocke on. Keep in mind that 5th gen games do not apply as they crash on nds4ios, and that the only options left were Pokemon Platinum and Pokemon Heart Gold. It was pretty close, but Pokemon Platinum won, so we'll be doing the Egglocke on that. Now, for those that don't know what an Egglocke is, you can read all the rules about it in the description below. However, it does require a large group of people to create, as it requires you all to send in eggs to put in the actual game. Now, this does require a computer to send in eggs, and I hope you all will be able to send them in. However, I know some of you guys don't have a computer, which is fine, I understand, and don't worry. Once the Egglocke is done, which will take about 2 weeks, I will show you all how to get it on nds4ios without a computer. Before that though, I still do need eggs from you all to create the Egglocke for us to play. So, if you're at your computer and ready to go, let's learn how to create and send in your own custom Pokemon in an egg to be played in the game. Right, so now that we're on our computer, the first thing you want to do is go ahead and open Pokégen, which you should have already downloaded along with the template.pkm. And as you can tell, I'm using the Macintosh version of Pokégen, but whether you're using Windows or Mac doesn't really matter, as the program is exactly the same on both platforms. However, make sure you download the appropriate one for your computer. Anyways, once you have Pokégen open, the first thing you want to do is go into File, Open, and open the template.pkm that you downloaded and dragged to your desktop. The reason I say to put it on your desktop is because the first place that Pokégen looks in for .pkm files is your desktop, and that just makes everything easier. So go ahead and open that. Next is extremely important, and that's going into Options, Target Game, and selecting Platinum. If you do not do this, then it will not work on Pokemon Platinum. Your egg will not work and won't be in the Egglocke. So make sure you select Options, Target Game, and Platinum, and we'll be good to go. Anyways, next thing you want to do is just completely erase the PID that is irrelevant. We do not need that, and you can leave it blank. And now we can decide what Pokemon we want to add to the Egglocke. Now, this is completely up to you guys. You can choose what you want to give me to put in the game for you all, and it should be pretty cool to just have a wide variety of Pokemon. Now remember, this is Pokemon Platinum, so only give me Pokemon that are 4th generation and below. If you put a 5th generation Pokemon in an egg, it will not work, and that's just terrible. But remember that these are eggs, so you can't put legendaries in the eggs, and make sure that you always give the base evolution in the egg. So for example, I'm doing Teddiursa, which is the lowest evolution of Ursaring. And of course, you can give it a nickname, and this is always the fun part. You can personalize this egg however you want and give it a cool nickname so that everyone can see it, because the name of the egg will end up being the nickname. So when someone, instead of saying egg, it'll say the name that you gave it, which in my case, I always name my Teddiursas Rupert. So when someone goes to pick the egg, they'll see that the name is Rupert and appropriately nickname the Pokemon that when it hatches. Moving on, the next thing you want to do is give it a nature. Now, if you just hover over nature, it'll tell you what natures are, and pretty much natures just help the Pokemon in its stats. So for example, an adamant nature raises its attack and lowers its special attack just in general, which is pretty decent. So you may want to give a nature appropriate to your Pokemon. You can look up on Google, Smogon, whatever you want to do just to find a good nature for your Pokemon, which in my case, I'm going to give the Teddiursa a jolly nature because I want it to be quick and fast and whatnot. Now, after you give it a nature, you can also give it an item, which is pretty cool. In my case, I'm going to give it a Toxic Orb because that really helps Teddiursas. So there we go. I'm gonna have Toxic Orb, Happiness, keep that to 0. Ability, I'm going to give it Quick Feet, which is one of the abilities that Ursaring can have, or rather Teddiursa can have. And make sure that you make this all legal. Don't give it something like completely random like a Teddiursa with Levitate. Make sure that they all stay legal. And of course, you can find all these things on Cerebi or Smogon, and I'll have them linked in the description below so that you can make the perfect Pokemon of what you want to make. Anyways, everything else should be good. Egg should already be checked off for you, so I'm going to leave that there. And now you can choose the gender depending on the Pokemon. Teddiursa has a male or female gender. I'm going to leave it as male because Rupert is a male name. And if you want to make it shiny, you can go ahead and click that. I'm not sure if you click shiny if it'll work because it's an egg and then it hatches. And I'm not exactly sure if that'll work, but I mean, you can try it if you like. Moving on, we're going to go to Met. And you just want to select as egg and we'll be good there. You can select the ball that you want it to hatch from. In my case, I prefer the Premier Ball, so I'm going to leave that there and everything should be good. Moving on to stats, we are good on this department. You don't have to do anything there. And finally, moving on to attacks, you want to go ahead and add the attacks that you like. Now, try to keep it legal by heading over to the links in the description to Cerebi and checking out its egg moves and starting moves. So I'm going to go ahead and give this legal moves, of course. So one of the best moves that this Teddiursa can learn is Crunch through an egg move. I'm going to go ahead and also give it Yawn because that's what I want to give it. And if you don't want to give it a move, you can just leave that empty. Or actually, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to do none like that, I think. Or nah. Or like that. I don't know. Okay, just give it 4 moves because if not, I don't know what's going to happen. So besides this, I also want to give it Cross Chop, and I'm going to give it Takedown. So those are the moves that I want to give my Teddiursa. And apparently I spelled Cross Chop wrong. Let's see where I made the mistake on that one. I mean, everything. Oh, I put 2 R's. Why would I do that? Okay, so just like that, you'll be good. Your Pokemon will now be made. The OT and everything does not matter. Everything should be good. I don't think I missed anything. So lastly, what you want to do is go to File, save Pokemon from tabs, and then you save it to your desktop and you can name it whatever you like. I prefer that you guys name it your YouTube username so I know who sent in the egg. So I'm going to name myself OPERATIONiDROID because that's my name. Don't name it the Pokemon that you're sending because that's just spoilers for me, and I intend on playing through this game whenever I have the time. So I'm just going to go ahead and select save, and then your .pkm will be saved to your desktop. And what you want to do is email this to the OPERATIONEgglock@gmail.com. So you're just going to go on your email client, whatever it may be, AOL, Yahoo, Gmail, and select new. Name the subject Operation Egglocke, and then send the attached file to, again, you can see it on the screen, OPERATIONEgglock@gmail.com. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. I hope you're excited for this nds4ios Egglocke. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for this, and it's finally here. So if you're excited, please destroy that like button for this huge project. And as I mentioned before, I will be closing the submissions for eggs in 2 weeks. So once those 2 weeks are up, I'll gather up all the eggs, which will hopefully be enough to fill up the entire boxes in the game and create the tutorial, upload it to YouTube, and show you all how you can play this amazing Egglocke that we created together as the operation on your iOS device. So anyways, as always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and welcome to the operation.